What now, nigga? What now? Have it your way.
Mafia 3 is an open-world action game developed by Hangar 13, a completely new studio taking over for 2K Czech. The game is set in the year 1968 in a fictional city called New Bordeaux, located in Louisiana. The fictional city is inspired heavily by New Orleans, and the game does a great job capturing the time period and the setting through the use of a great selection of songs from that era and building structures similar to those seen in New Orleans. Mafia 3 is an entirely new take on the Mafia franchise that shifts the focus from the traditional Italian mob we know and love and puts players in the shoes of a half-black Vietnam veteran named Lincoln Clay. After returning home from the war, Lincoln falls back in with his adopted family, which are part of the black mob. After doing a robbery for the local mob boss, Sal Marcano, Lincoln is betrayed and his adopted family is brutally murdered. Make no mistake, this is a revenge tale, and it's a very good one. The game's narrative is told in a documentary format, something I haven't seen done before in a video game. It's clever, and the way that you can choose to tackle any story mission in any order, yet nothing happens out of sequence to the main story, is a great accomplishment. Furthermore, the characters in this game are well written, and each character has their own backstory and seems to have their own unique personality that makes some characters relatable and some characters instantly hateable, in a good way. This game's story is probably one of the best I've experienced so far this year, and is definitely the highlight of this $60 package. Early in the story, Lincoln recruits 3 underbosses to help him get vengeance for his family. Cassandra, leader of the Haitian mob, Burke, the leader of the local Irish mob, and Vito Scaletta, the protagonist from Mafia 2. Throughout the game, you take down Sal Marcano's lieutenants and capos for each district, each one having different rackets that you can assign to your underbosses. After taking over a few rackets for each district and handling the lieutenant or capo for a specific area, Lincoln will arrange a sit-down to discuss which of the underbosses will gain control over a district and its various rackets. I love this aspect of the game as it gives you the ability to either piss off one of your underbosses or have them remain loyal to you and even grow to respect you as you get closer to your goal of revenge. Each underboss will offer you favors, which are essentially perks that you get in return for giving them control over various districts and rackets. As you give your underbosses rackets to control, you increase the money that they earn, which in turn will grant you more favors and also increase the money that they give you in the form of kickbacks. The underboss system is a cool addition to Mafia 3, with the only drawback being that some of the favors for Burke and Cassandra weren't nearly as good as Vito's favors, and as a result, I did an entire playthrough giving him control over everything. And because I did this, my other 2 underbosses started to hate me and changed the outcome of the story slightly. This new mechanic makes playing the game for a second or even third time even more appetizing, despite this game's shortcomings.
God damn it! You no different than Marcana, Georgia, or Sammy. Except because you had a real chance to do something good for the holla. But you turned your back once again on the people who loved you.
And this game unfortunately has a lot wrong with it, especially from a technical and graphical standpoint. The story-driven cutscenes are great, but some of the in-game cutscenes where Lincoln is just talking to someone about something, the character models, they just don't look as good. On the technical side of things, this game is just a complete mess. I experienced a lot of pop-in from when I was driving from area to area, and the lighting in this game is just horrible. During the daytime, the sun is shining so bright that the surface of the ground looks like it's being scorched by the sun. And during the nighttime, the game is so dark that I could barely see where I'm navigating my characters sometimes. The day and night cycle and the weather system in this game, they are just really poorly implemented. One moment it could be daytime as you step into a building, and then a few seconds later A few seconds later, it's nighttime. And there were several occasions where it appeared to be raining, and then the rain would just stop suddenly. There were even times when I looked up at the sky and it was literally black and red, like the apocalypse was happening or something. Sadly, those weren't the only technical issues or the technical problems that I found in this game. I have experienced on multiple occasions floating objects such as floating cars, floating dead bodies, floating stacks of money, and mission objectives or mission objective markers not appearing in the game or on the in-game map, and sound effects and dialogue looping over and over and over, just looping over and over and over again. A bunch of other technical issues that I found. It was a lot of technical issues. The game has crashed on me multiple times, and I even experienced a bit of slowdown as I got closer to finishing the game. It is really disappointing that this game has so many issues from a technical standpoint that it really just hurts the overall quality of the game. Maybe I could overlook these glaring technical issues if the moment-to-moment gameplay just wasn't so repetitive. In order to take down each racket and draw out a lieutenant or capo, you will be doing the same type of missions, the same type of side missions over and over again. For example, you might have to go somewhere and destroy something such as a crate filled with Ku Klux Klan stuff, or weapons, or alcohol, or drugs, or something. You might have to go somewhere and interrogate someone to find where a stash of money or drugs is located, or you might just be tasked with just killing people, or you might have to kill an enforcer. Either way, the mission design, it rarely deviates from these archetypes outside of the big story missions. The repetitive nature of these missions wouldn't be as big of an issue if there were just some added element of variety in these missions, or if the game gave you more options as to how to tackle each side mission. You can approach these missions stealthily, but you aren't given a lot of stealth options other than whistling to get other people's attention, or throwing out a voodoo doll to distract enemies. Also, the combat in this game, it just isn't good enough to support the repetitive mission design. The shooting mechanics are decent, but there were times when I felt like I clearly landed a headshot, but the game just didn't register it at all. It might just be bad hit detection or something. Furthermore, the AI in this game definitely won't win any awards and could be really stupid at times. One guy literally walked straight into a river to be eaten by a crocodile immediately after another one of his allies did the same exact thing. Overall, Mafia 3 offers a superb story complemented by a great soundtrack and lots of replay value in the form of an engaging new underboss system that allows players to really take on the role of a mob boss by assigning territories to their underlings and watch as their choices affect the outcome of the game. Unfortunately, Mafia 3's repetitive mission design, numerous glitches, and technical problems hold the game back from being a truly great game. I really wanted to give this game a higher score, but I simply cannot do that. I simply cannot ignore its issues that I've already stated. And with that being said, I'm going to give Mafia 3 a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I wanted to give this game a higher score, but the issues that this game has, I couldn't bring myself to do that. So let me know what you guys think about Mafia 3. Like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed the review. If you didn't like the review, go ahead and dislike the video. I'm okay with that. But either like or dislike the video, do something. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. This has been the Negro Shotty. I'm out of here. Peace.